Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 536 today, and we're going to be talking about Zoho Mail. And, well, we're going to do more on Zoho Mail. This is a series on Zoho Mail within my podcast, of course. And we're going to actually be looking at the calendar integration with Zoho, how it works, and some of the features that it has. I'm probably going to end up doing a couple of episodes on Zoho Calendar, mostly because there's some really nice integrations that I want to cover with you and show you how to use them. But let's just start looking at what Calendar is and some of the features that you have there. So let me share my screen and we'll get on with it. Okay, so Zoho Mail, when you log in, last week, I think it was, I think it might have been yesterday's episode, maybe, the quality of life episode, I went through some of the settings where you can set up your Zoho Mail and where it comes into when you log in. I have it come into my unread messages because, I don't know, I might just be a masochist. Anyway, let's look at calendar. To get into your calendar, over here in the left-hand side, right across on the left-hand side, you've got this little menu bar. And you have calendar here. If you click on calendar, it brings up your calendar. So you're going to be able to see what day I'm actually recording this video on. Yes, I do record them slightly ahead of time, or maybe a long time ahead of time. I like to be slightly ahead so that if something goes wrong, I'm not stressing and I'm not trying to play catch up all the time. So this is the calendar app. You'll see the two appointments that we put in last week. They're still there. I didn't delete them. But let's go through some of our settings on it. Across on our left-hand side, we've got the menu bar for all the apps that come with Zoho Mail. Then we've got the next panel, which shows the calendars we have, the overall calendar, so you can flick through it. I'm looking for September the 16th. You can go to September the 16th. You can come back to today by clicking on the today link at the top here. So you've got your app here. It tells you what your time zone is. You can actually, if you click on your time zone there, that's not what I wanted it to do. You go to time zone. I must have double clicked somewhere. You can change your time zone here. You can also enable a secondary time zone. For example, my favorite place on earth. So I've got a secondary time zone enabled as well. You'll see when we go through and do things what that does. You'll notice that once I've done that, it's put me back into day view. You can change your view for your calendar. Across here on the right hand side, you've got day, week, month, day, week, work, month, 2 months, 3 months, year, or agenda, or you can do a custom range. Week will give you your 7 days. I sometimes actually like just working in the work week, Monday through Friday. Doesn't always work, but it gives you more room on the screen. You can see more and still have a reasonable view. 3 days is also good. Oh, we don't have 3-day view here. That's okay. I used to have a 3-day view. That might be on my phone actually. The other view that I like is my agenda view, and I can look at my agenda view starting from what date. So let's say yesterday, and for how many days, for up to 2 months. So I can have my agenda and just look through it and do a visual on it without looking at the grid. It just depends on where you are, how you like to work. I'm going to throw that back onto week view just to do. We can also look at the appointments that we haven't responded to yet, the requests we haven't responded to, or the invitations we haven't responded to, and respond to those if we want to. So lots of nice little features just straight in the view here. If you drop down your little menu here, so the 3 dots, remember 3 dots normally means there's something going on. You can change the view of it, so you can make it a classic view, you can make it a compact view, you can make it super compact. I like super compact because I normally have a lot of things in my calendar, so I keep them really squashed up. You can show the week numbers, and if I turn the week numbers off, so up here we've got week number 26. If I turn that off, turns off, and use light event colors, and if I turn that off, it makes them much darker. So you can actually change the look of your screen a little depending on what you like. Okay, over here back into the left hand panel, I just want to go through some of the settings here. We have my calendars. We've got info, which is my calendar for my email box. Again, if I drop that little 3, so if I just mouse over it, you see you've got 3 dots to the side. If you mouse over it, you can change the color of your calendar, and when you do, it changes your events. So you color code your calendars for whatever you like. I'm going to change it. Did it change? Didn't change. I missed it. There we go, blue. Just make it blue this time. Drop it down again. I'm going to edit it, and edit will take you straight into all of your options here. So let's quickly run through them. I'm not going to touch integrations today. We will look at integrations, just not today. You've got keyboard shortcuts here. So if you like using keyboard, if you like using shortcuts and don't want to use your mouse all the time, there are your shortcuts right there. You can copy paste, do a screenshot, print them out, whatever works for you. We already covered the time zone. You can change the time zone for wherever you are. It does say here that they will automatically observe daylight saving times for events, and they'll be adjusted accordingly. Your calendar view, here we go. So your calendar view, you can choose what your default view is, whether it's day, week, the ones that we covered earlier, what day the week starts on, what your work week is. So if you are a Saturday through Friday person or a Saturday through Thursday person, you can actually change your work week. So when you choose work, it gives you the days that you're actually working. You can set your work hours, time format, 12-hour or 24-hour, and event color, bold or light. Event settings. I'm just going to quickly run through. I'm not going to go through everything here because there's so much. You can when you set a meeting up, you can just choose your default event duration. Is it 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, 60 minutes, 90, 120? You can do 2-hour meetings. So what is your default when you set it? So when you say create a meeting, do you want a 30-minute meeting? Do you want an hour meeting? What works for you? Rapid meetings, I'm not going to go into that. We might come back in and do more about that. There is a learn more here. Participant permission. So what can participants do? They can view the participants. By default, you can change this on each meeting you create. They can only view the event details. They can view participants. They can add participants. They can edit the event. This is the default permissions that when you say invite someone, when you send out the invite to them and they see the calendar event, what can they see on the calendar event? Okay, we're not going to cover conferencing yet because I'm going to do that in another one, but you've got a direct integration with Zoho Meeting video conferencing, and you can allow delegated users to add or modify Zoho Meeting. So you can delegate your calendar and let people manage your calendar for you. Great if you've got a VA. Event invitations automatically add meeting invites from your email. I love this functionality. If you get a meeting invite in your email, whether you respond to it or not, it can be added automatically into your calendar. It will hold the space in your calendar. You can see it in your calendar. It will prompt you to respond to it, but you can say allow it if you're free at that time, or don't allow it. And you can automatically add group invitations to your personal calendar as well. We will cover group invitations later, but this is just, I love this functionality. Events from Zoho Mail is show events automatically created by Zoho Mail in my enable event edition. The future events created by Zoho Mail will be created in the account. Okay. I meant to say proceed. Okay, so we've enabled it, and who can see the events? Okay. Zoho Mail will automatically create events that you can allow to be displayed on your calendar. Keep track of your events like movies, flights, and other reservations. For someone who lives in their calendar, this is such a great thing for me. And I can say who can see it. It's private. So it shows up in my calendar, but it shows up as private. So people can see I've got something there at that time, but they don't know what it is. If it's only me, no one can see it except myself. And it will take default calendar settings otherwise. So I'm just to leave it as only me. I often use this, like ring up about the insurance, or your insurance is due at a particular time, and it will automatically put that in there for me. Events on calendar, display denied cancelled events in your calendar, reduce the brightness of past events, show me as busy during non-working hours. That's up to you. So free busy is that time where I'm free at these times, I'm busy on these times. I tend to just leave it open because I have working hours, but I also will take meetings outside of working hours if I need to. Notifications. Okay, let's go through. You can send when you send an email notification about with an event or a meeting request, is it HTML or plain text? Do you send it your agenda notifications by email? Agenda emails will only include events that have been added to your free busy schedule. And what notifications do what reminders and notifications do you want? Not going to go import, export. We'll cover that later. My calendars, we've only got the one calendar at the moment. You can actually have multiple calendars. Now, I'm just looking at how long I've been going on this video. I'm going to come back and cover this as a separate option. But you can have multiple calendars, and you might say, why do you want to have multiple calendars? I like everything in one calendar, and I'll go through why afterwards. But your defaults for your calendar, your info, like in this case, it's info. I can put my name here as info, or I can say edit it. There we go. Learn about dogs info. So I know which calendar it is. Include things in my free busy sharing. I can give it a description. This is who owns it. These are my reminder notification defaults. I can add or edit reminders. So I can delete the reminder and say, can I delete that one? Yes, I can. There we go. You can add extra reminders. So your default reminders will normally just come up with a 15 minutes before the email. You can add extras so that when you create an event, you've got them set up already. You don't have to go and add them manually every time. Sharing and permissions, organization permissions. Share this calendar to your organization off. I'm going to say view only free busy. So much like Google Calendar, if you're familiar with it, you can have default options for how people can look at and share your calendar. What this will do is that allow people to see my calendar. It will show them that I've got things on at particular times. It won't tell them what they are. It'll tell them what times are free and what times are busy, and that's it. I can add an individual. Calendar sharing is permitted only to users within the same data center. So what that means is that I only can share it with people, excuse me, on my account. So I can choose someone on my account. I mean, you could share it with someone else within the data center, but you've got to know whether their Zoho account is within that data center or not. And they can actually have access to this calendar. There are other ways you can share the calendars with someone else, and we will cover that afterwards. We can add groups. I'll cover groups later. Now, public access. This is where you can share your calendar with anyone. You can turn it on by saying view only free busy or view event details. Again, view free busy. This is how you share your calendar to others. If you want others to see what's in your calendar, you give them the iCal or the HTML link. and they can then do an import or a subscribe to in their mail, in their calendar. We will cover this in another video. If you want to put your calendar on your website or on a page, you've got an iframe here that you can put it in. If you want to allow people to schedule an appointment with you, what a cool thing, being able to schedule appointments straight from your calendar. You've got a web API. I am not going to cover that here, but you can integrate it with scheduling functionality on your web page. You can put a link in your emails, if you like, or on blog posts to your calendar. You can, once you've got all this set up, once you've allowed public access, you can also put someone else's email address in here and say, here's my link. You can subscribe to my calendar by using this link, and it will send it to you. Send it to them, not to you. You've got a private URL. Now let me just uncheck this. Sorry, I don't mean to keep umming at you. That's really quite bad. Let's turn this off and come down to private URL. You can copy the private URL. I would have thought you could do that. What did I do? That's what I did wrong. You had to hit the reset on your private URL, but once you've got a private URL, you can actually just send off the iCal and the HTML, and only people who have access to this can access it. This is for general public. This will allow you just to share privately with others. I'm not going to go into integrate calendar. This is for other functionalities. You do have the ability to do that. So under your settings for your calendar, you've got a lot of options in terms of how you set up your reminders, who you can share it with, whether you can share it publicly, whether people can subscribe to it. There is so much you can do here. We're not going to cover app calendars because we're not running any of this yet, but you can see that there are integrations with other calendars, and if you are running any of these, they will start to, and you allow the integration for them, they will appear in your calendar. We're not going to cover group calendars. We will come to groups later. Shared calendars, we will come back to that. Now, synchronize. This is another one that is good to know about. CalDAV. If someone gives you a CalDAV link, you can actually link to a CalDAV. In this case, our inbox is a CalDAV. Someone else can give you a link that you can subscribe to, but you can also synchronize with your Google Calendar, your Outlook calendar, and your Calendly calendar. So Google Calendar, you do have to authenticate with your Google account. You've got to click on authenticate with Google. It will ask you to log in. And then when you do, let me just pause the video here. I'm going to subscribe to one of my Gmail calendars, and then I'll show you the options. Okay, so I'm signing into my Google account here. I didn't want to go through entering my password and doing my two-factor authentication and all the things that happens when you click on that link. But you do get yourself to this screen here. Once you've logged in, you've entered your username and password correctly, which it took me a couple of times to do, and then done your two-factor authentication and said, yes, I'm trying to log in, you get this screen here, and it says, by continuing, Google will share your name, email address, and profile picture with Zoho Calendar to see our blah, 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 blah. Click on continue. Select what Zoho Calendar can access. See, edit, share, and permanently delete all calendars that you have access to. Because you're signing in with Google, Zoho Calendar will be able to make sure that you trust. I'm going to click that one. I think that's optional, but I'm going to click it anyway. And let me just uncheck it. Yep, looks like it's optional. I'm going to do that anyway. Click continue. And as usual, with all good technology, things don't often go right. So we're stuck on this screen. I'm just going to close that screen down. You'll see here, now that I've closed that screen, you should get a message there, I think. I can't remember. I didn't. It just went to the white screen of death. But once I close it down, you'll see that I've got my calendar linked here and it's telling me to synchronize. Now you do need to click this synchronize link. Now what that does is that's going to go out, and I'll show you shortly. That's going to go out and get my Gmail calendar and sync it to my Google Mail. See, it says Google Calendar synced successfully. I'm going to come back to that in just a moment and show you where you will find that. We also have Outlook Calendar here. You can authenticate with your Outlook, which I will do in just a moment, and have your Outlook calendar also showing in your Zoho Mail. So let me just pause and go and log in there and do all my two-factor things again. Okay, so I've signed in with my Outlook account. You will see that it's given a really weird name here. That's fine. It tells me what my account is. It tells me that I have my calendar, and again, I have to click synchronize, and I've just got to wait for that to synchronize. I should have some thinking music. Do, 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 do. Can we just wait a little longer? Yes, it does take a bit. It's got to go out and it's got to synchronize, and hopefully it doesn't cause me problems by doing this. Again, I'm just going to pause while we wait, and then I will be back once it's approved. Okay, so it took a little bit. I got my calendar to synchronize. Now you'll see that it says here that it's calendar. Yep, I'll come back to that in just a moment. So now we've got our Outlook calendar synchronized. We have our Gmail, Google Calendar synchronized. I'm not going to do a Calendly calendar. It's the same sort of thing. I don't have Calendly, so I can't show you. I'm going to come back to those in just a moment. And you can also subscribe to others. So if someone gives you a web URL, you can choose someone else's calendar as long as they've allowed you access, you can subscribe to that. You can also, this is one that I really like, the holidays calendar. You can subscribe to a holidays calendar for your country, and it will show the local holidays that are in your country in your calendar. I find that really good when I'm trying to schedule. Look, I'm like, oh, that's a public holiday. So I'm going to subscribe to the Australian one, for example. So Australian holidays, I'm going to subscribe to it. We're subscribed. It's on my calendar as under Australian holidays. Okay. Let me hop out of here, and now we're going to come across to our left-hand bar, or the second panel on the left-hand side, and you will now see that we have our main calendar, our Zoho calendar. We have our app calendar, so we've got Gmail and we've got our Outlook calendar. There's nothing in my Outlook calendar, so it's not showing anything here, but you'll see my Gmail calendar has got something in it. And we have Australian holidays, and we've got no Australian holidays coming up for a little bit. When's our next one? I don't know when our next one is. There we go. We have one here on the 4th of August. It's the Australian Picnic Day on the 4th of August. Okay, so we can see our holidays in here, and it's got a nice little sort of palm tree. Pity it's August because it's not palm tree weather in August. Okay, so that's how you can get your multiple calendars. That's how you can get your Gmail and your Outlook calendars to show all in the one calendar. When you create an event, by the way, now you can, saying I'm in the past because I'm trying to do it yesterday. We can here down under where it's got the little calendar icon, we can choose which calendar we put it in, which is really cool. So if you want to just work solely in your Gmail calendar, you can just put it in here and it will automatically go across to your Gmail calendar. So you can run your Zoho calendar. Excuse the dog barking in the background. He's being a bit of a bit precious. You can put it into your Gmail calendar and still run within your Zoho calendar. Now, if you don't want to view those calendars, if you want to turn them off because you just want to see what's in your main calendar, mouse over them here and you've got this little eye icon. If you just click on them, it turns them off. Now you'll see that it's hidden them. It tells you that it's hidden them and you can't find them here. To find them again, you haven't unsubscribed, you haven't turned it off. Just head back into your settings, come down to your synchronize, and come to Google Calendar, And you see here under the synchronize option, you've got the eye with the line through it. If you click on it, it will now make it appear in the sidebar again. Same for Outlook calendar. There we go. Please excuse the dog barking if you can hear it through the microphone. Hey, I think that this is a long enough video. There's a lot more to cover. I think it's a really good introduction to Zoho Calendar. Okay, so that's Zoho Calendar. The very, very, very quick overview of the functionality you have with it. I really haven't delved into a whole heap of things. We will go through a few more things over the next couple of days with Zoho Calendar and some of the nice integrations it has with other applications and how you might use it. Like I said, I use Zoho for my business. I've used it for years. I've got a Zoho account for my family and we all use it. And yeah, some people say we like Outlook a little bit better, but it works for our families. It just really depends. Okay, guys, I am going to finish off because the dog is going off his head over here. I'm sure you can hear him. If you've got any questions, comments, feedback, please leave them wherever you are watching or listening to this video. I am really sorry about that background. If this video has been useful to you, please give it a like. Come across and join me in my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com, designed for business owners who want to understand their tech a little better. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. And I will see you all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.